All right. I don't know. I missed what you said because
All right. Welcome to the But Also Trail Running Podcast. I'm your host, Celeste Fong. Let me start with a warning that this is an adult-only podcast. There will be profanity and indecent conversations. I would apologize, but I'm not really sorry. So today, please welcome our favorite, Greg Smith. Say hi.
hello, back as promised.
I love it. No, the funny thing is, we got on the call and then we talked for 10 minutes about everything and nothing, and I never recorded it. So we were talking about
Only a
getting
little bit
over
was about
fears.
running.
What?
Yeah. Only a little bit was about running.
Well, we were talking about getting over fears because I was
Yeah.
zip lining and
Yeah.
I want to go bungee jumping and I want to go parachuting. Is that what you would call it? Parachuting? What do you call it?
Like
Skydiving.
yeah, sky jumping.
I want to
Sky
do base jumping too. I'm petrified of heights. But once I've done something, I'm no longer scared of it. I don't
And
know.
you were talking about the chimney at Ragged.
The chimney and how scared I was of the chimney. And now it's like nothing
Yeah.
because I've done it so many times.
It's still not nothing though, because like I have to turn around when I go down some sections because it's just so steep. I don't know if you do that. Do you
Well,
turn around at all?
so the first time I did the climb on Sleeping Giant, the one right before the head where you go down that really steep, where there's like that tree you got to hold on to, I went down hugging the tree, like so my
Yeah.
back out. And then the second time I did it, I went out looking forward.
Yeah.
The chimney, I go down on my butt. Like I just go down and reach my foot down and step down. I'm short, so like, kneeling and putting my foot down gives me
Yeah.
less space, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, like psychologically, I like facing the mountain so I don't have to see what's coming. But I
Yeah.
think it's easier physically to go down facing out. What do you think?
I think, yeah, basing out, I do like 95% of it. There's like this one section where I feel like it's so steep that I need to be holding on with my hands. I guess I have like a rule where like that top section, I need to always have a hand like in like gripping. I don't want to move so dynamically because if I were to slip and I don't have any hands, then I'm just dead.
That makes sense.
So there's like this one section that's like 10 feet from the top where I just like turn around and down climb like 1, 2 steps because it's like I feel like it's pretty terrifying to be facing outwards and just kind of yeah, just on your feet. I don't feel like I have a good grip with my hands like backwards.
Backwards. See, I think if you can do it from a sitting position, for me, if I could do it from a sitting position, I like facing out because now my butt is on there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just stepping down and then lowering to put my butt down again. But if I can't do that, then yes, I want to be able to grip. Although with my hand the way it is, I can only grip one-handed anyway. I mean, I guess I grip a little bit, but
That's so terrifying.
yeah, it really is. Plus, again, like when I say I'm afraid of heights, I don't mean like I get the shakes and the blacking out and the like when we went
Yeah.
to I forgot which one it was, Angel's Landing, is that Zion? I wouldn't even attempt it because I'm like, no, I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm gonna fall to my death or worse, get stuck there. Like
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not doing that. But yeah,
But I mean, the chimney is like that's pretty. I mean, it's not like it's super long, but that top section is like it's very exposed. Like if you fell, you'd fall like at least 20, 30 feet.
well, yeah, but then I'm dead, so I don't know anymore.
No, you are not necessarily dead. It could be awful. You could just be a paraplegic.
No, I would probably end up like, do you remember the video for One from Metallica where the guy was like, you remember that song? Is it
Yeah, I know.
I
I know.
cannot
I
live,
don't know
I
if I
cannot
ever
die,
watched.
trapped in myself.
Yeah.
That would be my luck. Where like I'd still have a mind, but I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
I'd be so fucking bored.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Me too.
that would be the worst feeling. So bad. Okay, that got a little dark.
I mean, those are the options. Like those are possible outcomes.
That's true. But then again, you could fall down the stairs going into your
Yeah.
basement and have the same thing, right? Like,
Which is what I do. Like I last year when I was doing a ton of vert, I think that's why I hurt my back, but I leaned over the stairs. I didn't even pick up my daughter yet. I just leaned over to pick her up boom, my back went out.
Ah, it's not like you have a big daughter either. She's still little.
No, that was last year, so she
She's
was
even
a year
littler.
old. Yeah. I didn't even touch her, so it wasn't even her. She could have not existed. I just bent over to pick her up. I hadn't even touched her
Isn't it fun? And you're still young. Just wait.
yet.
Just
Yes.
wait. Do you know
It's
the other day? Now, right, I did the 50 miler, no business doing. Then I did
yeah.
the 50K in Niagara. Again, probably no business doing, whatever. Totally fine. Totally fine. The other morning, last week, I woke up, did nothing. I hiked like, I don't know, 5 miles the day before with Craig. Woke up and I'm like, oh my God, my foot, I must have pulled a tendon in the top of my foot or something. I couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did I fuck up my foot sleeping?
We're just very delicate.
I am delicate. And then it was my right foot. Couldn't drive, couldn't do anything. And my husband's like, just sit and don't move. Get better. You've got a race coming up. Sit. I'm like, oh my God. I had
Good
to sit
luck
on
with
the couch for a week. I'm
that. Dying.
like homicidal.
Yeah.
There's so much stress. He touched my shoulder and I'm like crying because I have so much stress in my shoulders. I'm like, no, I'm killing
Yeah.
everybody.
That's how it goes.
Right? Anyway, actually, there was a reason we wanted you to come back on the show, and it was to talk about Manitous.
Yes.
But
Or DNFs in general. Just
DNFs
whatever.
in general, which is, I think, an important thing to talk about, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have had no experience with them before now, but now I'm in the throes.
Was this your first DNF?
Yeah.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Um.
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel
well, welcome to
I
the
was like
club.
I was like listening to like another I like searched like dealing with DNFs on like Spotify, and the
Uh-huh.
person came up with this like triathlete, and I was like listening to her. It was like a 20-minute podcast, but she said the same thing that I feel like was the hardest thing for me, which was I went past an aid station, and then when I bailed, I had to walk by everyone, and I'm not the type of person to just like not say much or whatever. Like if someone asks me a question, I'm gonna answer and answer truthfully, and everybody with me going the wrong way is like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I have food poisoning," which I probably said to like 150, 200 people, because like there's all the workers and the volunteers and the runners,
Yeah.
and that was just so awful to like. I haven't. It just happened to me. I'm just like dealing with it, but to just have to say it over and over and over again to everyone, like I just wanted to just like go hide. Like I don't want to talk to anyone.
It's almost like the Scarlet Letter, right?
Yeah,
Like you
I
have
don't know
to,
what that is, but
it's like this old book where like I forgot what it even was with this crime, but you get the like letter.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows your
Yeah,
um.
like you can't handle it, and yeah, you're labeled. Like everyone knows that you're someone. Yeah,
I think it's important to mention though that like if we're being authentic, right? Like, okay, that's how I think every runner feels when they DNF, right?
yeah,
Like there's that
yeah.
feeling. But from the outside, like if I said to you, "Oh my God, I got food poisoning and I DNF'd," would you think bad of me?
No,
Because
nope.
you're beating yourself up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's so weird. Like I think specifically ultra runners tend to be harder on themselves than the average person. So it makes sense. And like 99% of people were like, "Oh, that sucks." And like, I remember this one person like was taking some out of their pack. I thought they took out a granola bar. I was like, I don't want a granola bar. Like I'm dry heaving every 10 minutes, and it was wet wipes. And I was so like I still have those in my bag. I don't know who that guy was, but like that was so nice because I the the day was so awful. I guess let me give some background. So for Manitous, a lot of people say the first 30 miles is the first half, even though it's a 53-mile race. The last 20 miles are super, super, super tough, which hurts me to say because like that's why I was there. I really wanted to see those miles. I only got to mile 20, so I didn't even like technically get halfway. And then if you look at the 30 mile, I wasn't even close to halfway. So it's not super. The first 20 miles was like pretty easy, I would say, especially based on like the training that I was doing. I was taking it easy.
Right, because you
And
trained
basically,
like crazy for this.
yeah, that's like part of it too, is like I feel like I failed because I didn't train hard enough, but I know that I that's not the issue at all. But I'm
How do
like,
you train for like
exactly.
food poisoning? You can't unless you poison yourself.
I did poison myself is the problem.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, I cut my last peak week of training early because of, I think we were planting trees or my wife or something. I don't know what it was. And I had like 3 bottles of nutrition that I think I left out or something. And then I thought about it a couple days later. I don't really remember, but for some reason I was like, oh, those might go bad. I should put them in the fridge. And I think that they had already gotten bacteria in them. So I drank about like 1.5 liters of like, they tasted bad. They weren't like super bad, but I would like initially I was just like, oh, it tastes a little weird. So come like mile like 18, 19, my stomach's feeling a little weird. I have to like walk a little bit, but like muscles and everything's fine. It's just like kind of that feeling of like, oh, maybe I drank a little too much water. It's sloshing around.
Uh-huh.
And then I get into the aid station. Maybe right before I get into the aid station, I'm like, ooh, I kind of feel like I need to throw up, which has happened once before at hamster wheel. And I threw up because I just took too much liquid. Felt amazing and I was fine. So at the aid station, I was just like, all right, I just need to keep this in. Like I need to try not to throw up was my initial plan. So I sat down for a little bit and I started this huge climb right after the mile 20 aid station and just progressively like couldn't run at all and was just like walking. And then I think I like brought up ChatGPT or something. I was like, if I need to throw up, should I throw up? And it was just like, yes, you should. So I threw up and felt amazing. So I just went right back to it. Started drinking the stuff that had given me food poisoning again. And got like another like 10, 15 minutes, threw up again. And then I was like, okay, it probably is that stuff. So I won't drink that stuff. So I'll drink regular water. And then another 10, 15 minutes went by. I threw up again. I was like, okay, I won't consume anything. And then another 10, 15 minutes went by and I dry heaved. So that's when I stopped. And I'm only like a mile away from the last aid station. And this is like the longest section of the race. It's like a 10-mile section from like aid station to aid station.
Yeah.
It's definitely like pretty hard, but also just like 10 miles is like a long way and there's not a lot of service. And I'm just like debating whether I should even like keep trying to go because I can't even like walk. Like, what am I even? I'm gonna have to walk back. I'm not gonna get like airlifted out of there. So I just ended up on that hill for like an hour and a half, just like waiting to see if it would go away. And it didn't. So a bunch of people passed me and I was just like sitting there dry heaving every 20 minutes.
Oh God.
And I finally went to turn around and I was like, oh, I feel fine. Like, feel fine. Like, I can walk back to the aid station fine. Like, I wasn't concerned about my safety.
Right.
And then slowly, as I started walking more and more towards the aid station, I've like emptied my entire body. I just ran 20 miles. It was easy, but like now I'm dehydrated and it's hot and I still have to like walk a mile and
Yep.
change. And slowly I'm starting to be like, ooh, this is like getting a little like it's not that I wasn't gonna make it to the aid station, but I was like, if I had pushed forward and been like 2, 3 miles from the aid station, I think I might have had an issue even getting back to the aid station. And then I passed this one guy who was like, I feel like again, I talked to like 150, 200 people. Probably only one or two were like this, but one was like, oh, I throw up all the time. Like I got bit by a tick and I'm allergic to red meat and I need to get like take this shot and it always makes me throw up and I just push through and like you can push through, like you're fine. And I know I'm not, and I'm just like, yep. I'm just like that's the comment of all everyone else is super supportive, but that's the one that I remember. Mm.
Okay. Listen.
In addition in addition to when I got to the aid station and told them that I was dropping out and said I had food poisoning, they're just like, oh, okay, that sucks. And like no one really cared. And so I was there for like 10 minutes and then I went to the porta potty, dry heaved. And then when I came out, everyone ran over to me like, oh my God, like asking me all these questions. And I'm like, they didn't believe that I had food poisoning. Like they just thought that I threw up and thought that that was food poisoning. So like there was a couple people so that's still not even the end of the day. So now I have to stay at that aid station until that aid station closes. There's one other guy who's going to DNF and then I have to wait for this van and still dry heaving all the time. So then the van pulls up and I'm like, fuck, like I have to throw up every 10 minutes. Where am I going to throw up? And all I had was like the 6-ounce cup. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just going to dry heave into this. And so this guy who's driving the van was driving like I drive, which normally I'm fine with, but it's fucking wild. And I'm very nauseous.
Oh
So
God.
he's not even going to go back to the finish. He has to go back to the next up aid station because there's some people that DNF'd there. And so it's like a 30-40 minute drive through like super curvy, like steep hills, like back and forth. And then we wait there for like 20 minutes and then another like 30-40 minute drive back. So I'm in the car for like an hour and a half driving this cup. It was like just so much time to be around other people, really uncomfortable physically just because of the way I felt. And then also mentally,
Okay.
I just felt like just not in control of my life.
You know what's funny? Just as a note, you had like 100 people have like sympathy and understanding, and you remember like the two people that were assholes.
Yeah. And they weren't even trying to be. They were trying to be supportive. Like they
Right.
didn't understand my situation, and I don't expect everyone to, but that's just how your brain works.
Oh yeah. My brain's the exact same, which is why I'm like I notice it's funny. You notice the things in other people that you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
I
even.
think it's for our safety, like for our like evolution, like the negative stuff is like the scary stuff that can kill you. So you just like mentally remember that better,
Yeah.
even though this is just emotions. So
Well, and it's funny because whether you were vomiting because it was food poisoning or, you just had to vomit, like
yeah,
there are safety concerns. It's not like you're doing Boston Marathon where
yeah,
you're going through 26 miles where there's people every inch and
yeah,
at any point you could just get off the road, right? Like you're
yeah,
going out into dangerous environment, right? Where if something were to happen, again, it's not like a car can come pick you up on the side of the road.
yeah,
They're going to have to get emergency crew in, put other people's lives at risk. Like that's
yeah,
something that, I know people are always like push through, da, 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 but like there's also a bit of selfishness in that. Like I can't help but think of, was it last year or the year before when we had that big fire at Lamentation and the firefighter died fighting the fire up there.
yeah,
And he died when like one of the four wheels tipped.
yep,
So like you're putting other people's life in danger if you're pushing through when you know you shouldn't. So like logically, and I'm not negating any of your emotions, but logically you 1000% made the right call.
yeah, yeah. That progressively got more and more clear to me as the day went on, and like I remember sitting there, and I think I texted you this too, because like one thing before I left, my wife was like, "Don't." I was like texting her too. I was like, because I see all these. I did a lot of research on Manitous, and there was a couple different places that said like Manitous is like one of the hardest 50 milers in the country, in the world, whatever. You can find anyone that says anything, whatever. But I was just kind of trying to hype myself up and texting my wife about it, and she was like, you're not allowed to die. Like, please don't die. Like, no, promise me you won't die. And I was like, I'm not gonna die. And I would have came to the same conclusion, but that's what went through my head when I was like, I should push forward. Is like, this is, yeah, it's just like stupid, and death is definitely an option because like if I did like kind of fall off the trail a little bit and there's no service and no one saw me, like I'm just sitting there dehydrated and yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, you have a wife at home, a young daughter, a
pregnant
baby on
wife.
the way.
Yeah,
Like that's all, important things to think about.
yeah,
And let's face it, it wasn't just, oh, I threw up because I was hot or whatever. You were dry heaving for hours after.
yeah.
You weren't keeping anything down. Your body was just going to deplete more and more and more and more. Um,
Yeah, when I got back to the Airbnb, which was just a process in and of itself. Actually, they dropped me off at my Airbnb, the van guy, which was like amazing. I was like, oh, I don't have to walk back. But then just like even being there, I was like, oh, I really want to fall asleep. And then I'm like looking it up, and it's like if you're like have food poisoning and you're really dehydrated, like don't fall asleep because I think especially like when you're by yourself, and I did have service at the Airbnb, but like if I'm by myself and like I'm dehydrated and like no one's like Tom wasn't gonna finish for like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 hours.
Right.
Like I could have just passed out and been dehydrated and like no one would have any idea. So I was like kind of getting whatever that word is, like lethargic
Yeah.
and like feeling a little drunk and like can't like slowly trying to train my stomach to just keep something in. And I was just like, this could have been like in the middle of the trail. And like I'm like dying like in bed in the AC, like with everything I need around me. And it was just getting scarier and scarier.
That's like crazy. And then you come home and you're beating yourself up for not finishing.
Yeah. And it's like, there's the stupid part, like I said, where I think, even though logically I know that's not true, that like I didn't train hard enough and that's why it happened, which obviously it isn't. But then there's the logical part, which is like, I actually recently had changed. There's like the process outcome versus, is it outcome? I, do you know, have you heard of what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So like, I don't remember what the words are for it, but it's like, instead of being focused on like, I want to finish this race or I want to finish with this time, you focus on like enjoying the process of training. And part of it was like enjoying the course itself.
Yeah.
So I had a time goal, but my actual like main thing was to just enjoy the Catskills and specifically Devil's Path. And so that's supposed to help you if like, I don't know, like let's say I did finish, but I had a horrible time. I would hopefully beat myself up less because the goal was really just to enjoy the outdoors rather than to like perform super well.
Right.
And that still didn't even help me because like my main thing was like, oh, I just want to see Devil's Path. Because I remember saying to myself, like, even if I get there and it's like middle of the night and I'm doing awful, like I just want to enjoy this trail. And I was like, oh, I didn't even get there.
Yeah. And listen, there's no judgment. I think we all do it. Like I DNF'd the cut, was it 3 years ago? And I'm still giving myself shit about it. And again, it was a
Yeah.
medical reason. I made the right call. Logically, I
Yeah.
know this, but it fucking sucks.
Yeah. I
Right.
think it sounds like it has fueled you for years as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
If you're still beating yourself up.
I think there is a process though that you're going to go through. Like for me anyway, right? When a race doesn't go the way I want it to.
Yeah.
Like the most recent, right? When I just did the 50.
Yeah.
It did not go. I mean, it went as well as it should have considering the zero training I did. But afterwards it was still like, oh my God, last time I did it so much faster. I felt so much better,
Yeah.
da 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 da. You know how the mind works. But then when I got to Niagara, in my head, I was like, no matter what happens today, I pulled myself through that bullshit 2 weeks ago. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be a cakewalk. And I was just in the best fucking mood the whole day. I was just like, because, I didn't, and it turned out like really well for me. But it is like, it's so weird sometimes how the mind will work.
Yeah.
Because again, so much of ultra running is in our heads. Like, yes, there's
Yeah.
training and all that stuff. One other thing, when you were talking about the process of training that I thought of, which I said before, but I really thoroughly believe this. To me, I find people that train hard, like the actual training, doing what you're supposed to. And we all have like, well, this day didn't work out, or I did 98% of my training, whatever. I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm talking about day in and day out doing the training to do, whether it's a marathon, an ultra, like that kind of training. I think that is much more impressive than actually showing up and doing a race. Not that the race isn't also impressive. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
But like, especially when you have experience, where a lot of us can pull a fucking finish out of our ass,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you could show up, and there is that kind of the toxic mentality of, I didn't train, but I'm going to do it anyway, which I'm guilty of. So like, I'm not judging here, but like the work, the day in and day out hard work that goes into training for something like that. That's the fucking impressive part for me.
Yeah. It's, I mean, because it's like you're just kind of your life versus just one day is a race.
Well, and
The
you can't
training is,
control a race, right?
yeah.
Like anything could go wrong. weather, illness. I don't know. You trip and fall and break your ankle, and I did that at a race once. I tripped and I broke my foot in 2 places, and I DNF'd the race because of it.
Jesus.
I mean, it was at Nipmuc. The Nipmuc South was at like 15 miles. I did 10 miles of it.
Yeah.
I was in so much pain, and I got home. I'm like, I think I broke my foot, and my husband's just like, no, you didn't. You did 10 miles, and I'm like, I don't know. I went the next day. It was fractured in one bone, and I got a bone chip, so I broke it in 2 places. So do with that what you will. But the point being, like, race day is one day. It's one day.
Yeah.
So like
And you can feel like I've had such like training days where I just feel like complete shit, and I feel like that's hasn't happened to me on a race before, but like that could just happen.
right.
That sucks, but it's just one day.
My first marathon, I got the flu, and it was so weird because the night before I was like, I can't get anything down. I'm like, oh God, everything is gross. I'm not hungry. I felt like shit, and I had no clue what was happening until like the next day when I was supposed to be doing this marathon, and I was literally stopping at porta potties just so I could sit down because I was so sick, and I DNF'd it. It was awful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your first marathon?
My first marathon.
Did you do like your progression weird where you did an ultra before your first marathon?
I absolutely did. So,
I know.
So what I did, my first marathon, that's what happened. I got sick. It was Vermont City. And I didn't want to wait until October because I had already signed up for Hartford Marathon. And I didn't want to wait because I was so pissed that I was so sick. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the first year Anchor Down.
Really?
Yeah. And so I signed up for Anchor Down. It was the first year they did it. And I was outside the time to finish, but I did 28 miles. So it wasn't like in the official, like I finished the race, but my official distance wasn't. But I kept going, so I would hit a marathon. So I did like 28 miles. That was my first marathon. I guess technically that's an ultra, but yeah. And then I went and did Hartford Marathon in October.
Yeah.
For my first.
I feel like that was like the universe trying to be like, all right, this lady's gonna get obsessed with this. We gotta try to stop her.
Yeah, right. Don't step into the light. Yeah, and then there's me going, did you tell me not to do something? Guess what I'm gonna do? Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
It's all coming together. Yeah. So now it's been like what, a week or 2 since Manitou's?
Yeah, it's been there's been 2 weekends since it. So yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. I feel like
how you feel now?
I don't know. I feel like you said when you DNF the cut, like you're still beating yourself up about it. That's gonna be there for me, and it's probably just always gonna be there. I remember hamster wheel. We talked about this probably a couple times where I wanted to do a 24-hour 100-miler, and then I wasn't able to keep the pace, and I passed out, and then you yelled at me, and I went back out there.
Yeah,
that was really fun, and that was like a good lesson for me. And before Manitou's, that was like my version of a DNF because I'd never DNF'd, but like I had a goal and I didn't hit like the goal and get the distance that I wanted. So in my mind, it was like a DNF.
Yeah.
And I've always beat myself over that. Now I feel like that's just like nothing compared to this. And I'm just like, I'm hoping that I can make it back there next year. But like, I think for the next year, that's just going to be like very on the forefront of my mind. Like the next race I have coming up, I'm a little concerned that I'll be so focused on like beating myself up about Manitou's that I won't like take Mogollon Monster or Mogollon Monster seriously. Because like in my mind now, I'm like, I want to make sure I get that because if I don't, then they might not let me into Manitou's next year because I don't know if I have a race recent enough. So I'm like, I really just want to finish the 100. Like my main goal will be like finish that so that I can get back into Manitou's next year. So mentally, to answer your question, still pretty down in the dumps. And then physically, I've never really, other than the day of, I started feeling nauseous maybe around 9:30, 10 a.m. and I was drinking water again, maybe like 4 or 5 p.m., and then solid foods later that day. I, I debated that same day when it was like 4 or 5 p.m. and there were still a couple hours of daylight. I debated driving to Devil's Path and doing it because I just like really wanted to fucking see that trail.
Yeah.
So physically, I've been good basically since race day.
Yeah, but I think had you tried doing anything, you would have found out you weren't as good as you thought you were.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's not how I want to do it either. Like it's not the same. Like I want to do Manitous. I don't want to just go do the small section of trail or whatever,
no, I
which
get
is
it.
awful. Like it would have been stupid as well. Like you said, I think I probably was not feeling as good as I thought I was.
Well, right, because your body was depleted at that point.
Yeah.
You had depleted everything.
And I wasn't super comfortable drinking any nutrition. I like obviously wasn't going to drink my own nutrition, even like new mixed versions of it, but other nutrition too. I was just like, my body's like, is this what just made us throw up? It's similar. Like it was a little uneasy. I was like, it might take a little bit before I can consume lots of nutrition.
Have you been able to take that nutrition since?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because there are certain things like when I was pregnant with my oldest, bananas made me sick. And to this day, they make me gag. She's 20.
Yeah. I'm actually, wow. I mean, the mind never forgets.
Yeah.
I'm, I'm actually in the process of starting to make my own nutrition because like the whole reason that happened is because like I had this like physical therapist that like told me to try this like triathlon nutrition because it's like better on your stomach or whatever because it kept on making me poop, which we talked about in on previous podcast about how like especially in like 100-mile race, like I don't care if it just makes me go to the bathroom once, like I don't really care. And that's kind of what other like I was using Tailwind was doing.
Yeah.
But this triathlon nutrition is super, super fucking expensive. It's like $70 for maybe like 8 hours of nutrition, which like that's my weekend of long or back to back long runs.
Yeah,
That's like
that's
an
expensive.
insane amount. And that's why I got food poisoning because I had the peak training bottles there, didn't want to waste it. And
Right,
so
because
like
you're just
that,
throwing away money.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like you're
So I'm
throwing
just,
away like a Gatorade.
yeah, exactly. It's just, and it's so unnecessary. And I did more research into it. Turns out like that's for triathlons. Like I don't even think it's meant for like Ironmans. Like it has a ton of magnesium in it, like way too much for 24-hour effort, which like thank God I had this issue because if I had used that in Muggy and Monster for 30 hours, I probably would have gotten like magnesium poisoning. Like it's not ultra nutrition.
Right. Magnesium is good in like you want a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I know some of the salt pills will have a little bit of magnesium in them,
Yeah.
which is good, but not too much.
Yeah. So I just literally ordered like an hour ago all the stuff to make my own. It's like super cheap. And then when I have bottles extra, I'm just going to pour it out and hopefully I'll never get food poisoning again.
Well, let me know how that works because if it's good, because I'm always looking, my stomach is always the issue. Nutrition
Yeah.
is always my problem. I can't say always. 99% of the time, nutrition ends up being my problem.
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I can't even swallow Gatorade. Like it gets so bad. So yeah, if you find something that works that's easy on the stomach, let me know. Cause
So there's this great website called carbhack.com that this guy made, and you can choose a bunch of different like Tailwind, Precision, Fuel, Scratch, and it will like walk you through how to make it basically identically, and then you can alter it if you want, have it more carbs, less electrolytes. It'll compare what you just created to other drink mixes on the market, walk you through how much to weigh, and then like be like, you need to order these 5 things. Here's links to all of them. It's amazing.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cause again, like Honey Stinger used to make hydration, and I loved it. It was
Of course.
it was easy on the
And now
stomach,
it's not there anymore.
and they stopped making it. And
Yeah.
I have Scratch. Scratch is what I used for the 50. Honestly, for the 50K in Niagara, I just did Gatorade because it was
Yeah.
easier to like carry. I
It's
don't
just
know.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I actually drank their Gatorade because they had Gatorade on a course.
Yep.
And I wore a vest I never wear a vest when doing
Really?
like road stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But like because I didn't know what the aid stations were going to be like. Like, are they going to
Yeah.
have food? Are they not going to have food? Is it like bananas? Like, is this
Yeah.
a marathon? And you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, nah. And plus, we wanted to take our fun edibles.
Yeah.
So I had those with me. But yeah, I actually wore a vest and had like hydration on me and food. We found these gummies that are salt stick, started making gummies.
Really?
Yeah, so instead of taking pills, because at the butt I couldn't get the pills down.
Yeah.
I ended up doing chewables, which, but I did them. But yeah, so I got those gummies, which were good, and
Huh.
payday bars. Payday bars.
Whatever works.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And you PR'd.
I didn't PR.
You didn't?
No,
Oh, I thought everyone did except for like one person.
no. Danny, Craig, and Liz all PR'd. I did
Yeah.
not. My PR is at Lake Ormog.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that
like
pretty
an hour and a
hilly?
half faster almost than what I did
Yeah.
at Niagara. But again, considering the year I've had, we're just going to be
Yeah.
happy.
And you just ran
And I just did that 50 miler
way
2 weeks
hard.
before.
Yeah.
And the day before we drove to Canada.
Yeah. That's a drive.
So, you know, also the morning of, we saw a fox.
I saw a fox this morning. My
Did you?
dogs did too. I said, lucky you.
Oh,
They
baby.
wanted to go pet it too.
Same. We had a, I don't even know what it was, run across the road the other day. I don't know if it was like a beaver or something. It was so cute. And my
Beavers
son,
are dangerous too. Celeste, don't pet a beaver.
why don't you ever let me have fun? Okay, this is totally aside, but on the same day, this is just horrifyingly embarrassing. So I was driving my son, I don't remember where, and we were in the car, and I had like like I have YouTube music, and it'll just do a playlist of like suggested songs,
Yeah.
and it mixes in songs that I like and everything. But anyway, so I'm just talking to him. I'm not really paying attention to what's playing, and a song comes on that is the most inappropriate opening line ever.
Which song?
It's by You're Pretty.
Okay. Never know
It's
it.
oh god, I can't taste it. Google the lyrics. And it comes on, and I'm like, oh my god, like change it. And he just looks at me and
Yep.
goes, we're not going to talk about that. And I'm like, no, we're not going to talk about that. And he's like, Mom, why do you even have that song? Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's like Peaches Fuck the Pain Away. The first lyric is
Yeah.
pretty on par.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god. And listen, he's 16, okay? He said
Yeah.
worse. But he doesn't in front of me. He never swears in
Yeah.
front of me. But he plays video games, so I hear him swearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mortified. I was like, oh my god.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. It was the same day we saw the whatever it was, beaver.
The fox.
It
Oh, the
was
beaver.
beaver. Yeah, I still think I should be allowed to pet it.
I mean, you're allowed to, but just not safely.
Okay, well, I can't expect everything, right? All right, so how before we'll wrap up in a minute, but how are you going to use this to motivate you for the next race versus beat you up for the next race?
Yeah. I think in practice, I'm not doing that yet, but like my coach was like prior to and after the DNF, which like my coach is just a guy I met on Reddit who like I liked him because he didn't have like a subscription thing monthly. He just was like, if you ever want to talk for an hour, like it's like $40. Let us meet with him every once in a while. And he emailed me after my DNF. He was like, "Oh, it's so sorry to hear that me." But even before and after the DNF, he was like, "Your goal is still like you did a lot of work and like a lot of training, and you still have that training, and like you don't want to be trying to like push it further and further and like ramping up and up. Like you're good. You just need to maintain like your goal for the next 10 weeks is to not kill yourself and not get injured and just like keep it." Which like I haven't been doing. So
Well,
my
again,
goal is,
taking a little bit of time off after something like that is very normal.
yeah, which I mean, I took like a week, not really, because I was like doing like KOM type stuff on the island that we were on for vacation, which was like basically the stupidest thing I could have done. And I'm fine, I didn't get hurt, but like after training like really heavy vert technical trail and like not touching quick paces whatsoever, to just like go on the road and try to run like 5 minute pace like
Yeah.
multiple times that week. It's just like so stupid, but
That's pretty dumb.
yeah, you know, it worked out. It was a little painful, but
That's going to be your homework, so to speak, like to be smart about your training and not to. Because here's the thing, you didn't DNF because of your lack of training. And you really
yeah,
have to remind yourself of that on every single run. It was something, it was out of your control, right? Like you couldn't,
yeah,
once you started puking, you were done for. There was no coming
yeah,
back. And that's not, there's no blame game here.
yeah.
You will blame yourself because of who you are, like how you think. So you have to be very careful and cognizant of your thought process when you're training now.
And it's like difficult because like if I was having like dealing with something else frustrating in life, like the way that I would deal with it, as I think a lot of us would, is to like go run
Right.
and probably like run. I remember I like there's a couple times in my life where I was dealing with something like really rough and I just like went out and ran really hard. So like that's how I deal with stuff that's not related to running. So when it's like related to running and I feel like I failed, it's like even doubly so like I'm like I need to go. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I probably need to take it a little more easy, but yeah, that is definitely like my main. I'm aware that that is my main goal is to just maintain until the race and fighting with myself to keep that be the focus.
Yeah. And you have to remember to enjoy this race because this is a race with your family, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is like Even though I said Manitou's was like more process oriented on like just enjoying this, it was more performance. I did say that to my coach. Like, even though I do want to enjoy it and everything, I do want to push myself really hard at Manitou's, Muggy and Monster. I really, I want to do well, but it's the main goal is just to enjoy this brand new area that I've never been to. I've never been to, maybe been to Arizona once, but not like running, and
Right.
it's going to be beautiful. So yeah, my goal is to just take it easy and enjoy it.
Yeah. And you have to keep reminding yourself of that.
Yeah.
Because I think, again, like so much of this sport is in our heads. So much of it is psychological. And, like, and I'm not talking about like medical when you should not push through or when you're injured and you should not push through. I'm talking about the normal times where
Yeah.
you're pushing through and it's like the mental strength. But part of that mental strength is getting over bad days. It's
Yeah.
just what you had. You had a bad day. It just happened to have been at the race.
Yeah.
It's so much easier when your bad day is, oh well, I'm just gonna go home and do this a different
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Which I've had a lot of, I feel like, in the past 6 months.
Well, I think
Um,
it's no
yeah.
first of all, this year's been shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's another thing I wanted to mention when we were talking about the Scarlet Letter thing. Like, I think I've mentioned previously, like, my drinking history
Hmm.
has been, like, pretty wild and heavy in the past. Having, like, growing up and being embarrassed about it was, like, such a weird throwback memory of, like, basically back when I drank really heavily and, like, if you threw up them and you couldn't handle your shit and what, like, I think we've talked before about like all the like similarities between like drinking heavily and ultras.
Yep.
And it just like brought me back to like my heavy drinking days when I was like trying not to throw up. And if I threw up, then like I'd be embarrassed and like I couldn't handle it. I took on more than I could chew, whatever. And it just like, I think that's a huge part of it for me too, was like, it made me feel like back in that part of my life when I was pretty ashamed.
Yep. That
I
makes
don't know. It was
sense.
just like, it was so weird.
Well, again, nobody's doing this sport
Yeah.
because we're healthy in the mind, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all
Yeah.
fucked up. And we do this sport in part to deal with past trauma, right?
Yeah.
So when the sport like betrays us
Yeah.
and reminds us of our trauma instead of helping us through it, it's almost like a double whammy,
Yeah.
right? Because we're betrayed by the thing that's keeping us sane in a weird way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a good point. Like that you, yeah, like that you were able to associate it that way.
Yeah, I feel like in in different perspectives, like I feel like even though I still drink every now and then, like I think I do have like those alcoholic tendencies.
Right.
And I feel like the only reason that I don't now is because I, people always say like I'm a something hobbyist, but with a drinking problem. I feel like I'm like an alcoholic with a running problem where like the only reason I don't drink so much is because I'm so obsessed with running that drinking gets in the way.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
I really don't want to drink because I want to be able to run.
No, 1,000%. Like I think a lot of addicts, whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever, will say the same thing. Like they get into the running and the running saves them from going down that road again, right?
Yeah.
Katra Corbett, her book was phenomenal. And we actually had her on Culture before, and it was the same thing. Like she was an addict, and
Huh.
when she got clean, and read that book, it was so good. But she got clean, and she got into running, and got more and more and more into it. And then like she was the first American woman to do 100 milers. So but I think that is a recurring theme in our sport where people are coming from trauma or addiction, alcoholism, like whatever. I have a friend who was major like addiction to gambling.
Yeah.
And he started running, and he's actually like helped pass legislation and shit to try and help people that have a gambling addiction. But like you know what I mean? I feel like that's a common theme in our world.
Yeah.
So I think that it's important for you to know that, like you're not alone in all these feelings, which is something I had said to you about talking about this. Like, I think it's important that we all know that we're not alone when the bad things happen. Like,
Yeah.
we've all lived through it. Like, what's her name? Courtney DeWalder. Didn't she like DNF? Was it bad?
Coconut.
Oh, Cocodona. She DNF Cocodona and then came back.
Yep.
And was she second this year?
She was second behind like a superhero.
Rachel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the point being, like, even like all of us have lived through this, and I think being honest and open about our feelings and about, what's happening in our minds can help each other
Yeah.
in real
And
ways.
it makes me so appreciative that I'm not Courtney DeWalter or like the other triathlete that I was listening to because she's like super big on Instagram and she was saying when she DNF'd, like everyone was like, "Oh, LA triathlete, I love you," and she's like in the middle of DNF thing, she's like, "Don't talk, like I don't want to talk to anyone, like nobody knows who I am, like to have everyone know, like with Courtney DeWalter, like everyone says you're like the best in the world, and then you DNF, like that's got to be so hard on yourself, you know what I mean?"
Oh, yeah, I do. Like, even like going on Culture after DNFing the cut,
Yeah.
it was like mortifying. Like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And again, legitimate medical reasons, but like
Yeah.
we're human. We feel things. And it's funny that like the shit I say and do, I'm not embarrassed by, but like I'm embarrassed by that. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is
Yeah.
wrong with me? But I get it. I really get it. I really do appreciate you coming on and being real and like sharing all that stuff because a lot of people won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, but it's also, just it's just a little hard. It's very helpful for me as well because I really haven't talked to anyone other than non-runners about it, and they don't like. they don't understand anything I'm talking about.
Right. Well,
They're
they
just like,
don't.
oh yeah, that sucks.
They don't. And I think that anybody who's going to be real with themselves that listen to what you're going through, that is a runner like that, knows exactly what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Right? Because we all know, we've all been there, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not everyone.
Okay. Not everyone,
Some
but
people haven't,
yeah, but that's rare.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. And I was glad that it actually happened in the way that it did because I was thinking if this had happened on Devil's Path or it had happened a different way that wasn't so cut and dry, like even though I thought about it for a while, there was no way that I was ever actually going to continue going. But if it was something that wasn't as bad, maybe I would have like pushed forward farther and dug myself into a deeper hole and created a rougher DNF day for me. So it was really just like such a convenient like situation. Like I didn't have an option. I was definitely dropping out. I was really close to an aid station. And then also I only ever really do like one big race nowadays since I'm a dad. And my wife was the one who was like, you should do this other big one. So of course this year where I have two big races is the year that I DNF one. That's amazing because if I had to wait a whole another year to do a race, I would be beating myself even up more.
right. And now you have something to concentrate on. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this right, and I'm gonna train correctly, and I'm gonna come back, and you have
Yeah.
a goal.
Yeah. A lot to be appreciative of.
Yeah, definitely. And if we're honest with each other, like we're beating ourselves up, and it sucks, but you do still have your health.
Yeah.
You didn't DNF because you fell and broke your leg. So, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you took a week off, but now you can start training again. There are a
Yeah.
lot of positives here. You still got to at least be at the race. You got to see
Yeah.
part of it. You got to experience some of it. And next year when you go back, you'll know that first 20 miles,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I'm actually like wishing I had a little bit, better of a perspective and maybe when I DNF again, I will in the future. But like I was like prior to the race, I was like, I love to do all this research and everything on races and learn everything. And then when I DNF'd, I didn't really want to like talk much to anyone or whatever. But I was in the best environment I could have possibly been in to like talk to everyone who just finished that race and like ask them all about what the race was like so I could like do research and have that info for next year.
Yeah.
So
I also, because I had looked up the people that had done it and then like the DNF rate and everything, like on Ultra sign up. And I'm not gonna mention names, but I do know one person that has done that race. I don't even know how many times who DNF'd.
yeah.
So like you're in good company here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did have someone did say like, oh, that does suck that actually it was another guy that DNF'd. He's like, oh, it sucks that we like DNF'd this year because it was like the best conditions Manitou's ever. And I feel like normally I would have another reason to be like upset, but it actually kind of in a weird twisted way made me feel better because like Manitou's is usually really hot and humid and rough, and this year like it wasn't as much. So I feel like, if it's rough next year, then I'll feel like I actually got like the real Manitou's rather than like a slightly easier one.
Yeah, and you'll be looking back on, I wish I had the old weather.
Yeah, exactly. I will then, that's always what you do. You put yourself in some shitty situation and then you're like, why did I sign up for this?
Oh yeah. And weather is such a huge part of racing. So bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking right
It
now.
was so humid this past weekend and I was like, this is what it would have been like. Like it was like 20 minutes of running and my shoes feel like I walked through a puddle and I didn't. Like so humid.
Well, I will say having the foot hurt was nice that I had a great excuse that I couldn't go out. I mean, I wouldn't anyway
Yeah.
because I don't care. I saw this
Yeah.
guy running down the road near my house and I'm like, it was like 97 degrees. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's
It was nice.
heat acclimation. Okay, good
Yeah.
for you. Also, you're done.
Yeah. I mean, that's me.
I
And the heat acclimation is not super helpful because it's going to decay before the race anyways, but
you,
whatever.
and you never know what race day is going. Right now, the Notch View, which is next week, no, this weekend, this coming weekend. Fuck
Ooh.
me. It looks like it's gonna rain the whole weekend.
Yep.
Which
Well, hopefully it changes.
I just got my hair done. Okay.
The dye,
Yes.
is it gonna run?
Yes. Oh
Oh
my God.
no.
I washed my hair this morning and my hand is like all red from the red side. Like it's so bad. I'm gonna look like Harley Quinn, like coming out
Yeah, I
of
was gonna say,
that.
what are the colors? So
Yeah.
those are the colors. I feel like those are the best colors to run.
Right? The red and the blue. I'm gonna really
Yeah.
look like her. I should put like mascara and eyeliner on intentionally so it like
Yeah.
runs down my face too. So I
I love
really
that.
look psychotic.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm all for that.
maybe
I
I'll
think
do
that'll
that.
help your base too, because I don't know.
That might be fun to like really scare people. Oh, I wonder if I could get like glow in the dark makeup. So
For
like at
sure.
night I look even scarier.
That is so cool.
There's so much wrong with
If
me.
you do that, I need pictures. I'm sure there will be.
All right, now I gotta Google glow in the dark makeup. I need help. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on and being real. I'm going to keep track of what you're doing because you better not hurt yourself trying to make up for this.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm using my mom voice here.
Yes, mom.
Okay, thank you. Uh,